Question. Hi Kim. I have a very strong inner critic. It is very violent and stern to myself and can be very destructive in a sense that I can break with people very easily, almost as if I don't have any empathy. How to overcome this inner critic? I try to apply your formula of trying to identify it as a separate self and let it die, but it doesn't really work. The illusion behind this inner critic was that I was unsafe and vulnerable because of my sensitivity. But still, I can't transcend it and move on. If the formula doesn't work for me, is it a viable way to say that I have to invoke light for a long time and ask the masters to consume the energies behind it so I might see it from a different perspective? I have to say that I get frustrated at times how difficult it is to transcend and let go of a separate self because they are so extremely sticky. Well, I can only speak based on my experience and what I've heard from other people. The formula works, but the question is, have you really gone deep enough to see the illusion behind the self? And I would say that in something like this, the inner critic is a concept that is found in mainstream psychology, and you can actually find books about this. I think if you search, you will find, I think there's even a book where the inner critic is in the title of the book. I can't remember it. I read it so many years ago. So you can find that. So I would say if the formula that I'm suggesting doesn't work for you, try and find some teachings out there that talk about the problem, such as the inner critic. Read them and see if that helps you gain a deeper understanding. Because what I'm saying is that the illusion behind this inner critic was that I was unsafe and vulnerable because of my sensitivity. I just sense that isn't quite going deep enough. Because why were you unsafe? Why were you vulnerable? What is the problem with being sensitive? What was it? It's like I talk about in my avatar psychology playlist, that many spiritual people came to Earth as avatars a long time ago, and we were very deliberately exposed to this severe trauma, and it created this deep wound. And when you were put down like this, often publicly, you can create this inner critic that says, I never want that to happen again. So you're constantly seeking to protect yourself from doing something that can expose you to being criticized publicly. And therefore you're going to criticizing yourself because you're thinking, oh, if I anticipate the criticism, then when it comes, I won't be so shocked by it as I was the first time. You see what I'm explaining in the avatar psychology playlist is that the first time we were exposed to this trauma, we were shocked by it because we didn't expect it. So we basically say, I never want to be surprised like this again. So therefore you go into criticizing yourself, even though other people haven't criticized you. But you're trying to anticipate what might come. But the thing is, it might not come, right? We're in a different time today. You might not be exposed to this kind of trauma. And even if it did come, you have experienced it before. It'll never be as bad as the first time. So I think what I would recommend is watch that avatar psychology playlist and see whether that helps you gain a deeper perspective. But also, as I said, read something from ordinary psychology, or what you say, mainstream psychology about it. Of course, it's valid enough to invoke light. And if it's a deep trauma like this, you may have to invoke light for a time. I've been invoking spiritual light for so long that I probably don't have to do it as much anymore. But if you're new to it, you might have to. It might take you some time. But I will say that I understand this. It frustrates me at times how difficult it is to transcend and let go of a separate self because they're extremely sticky. It's not really that they're sticky. It's just that they were created a long time ago as a result of a very deep trauma. And you have carried them with you over many, many lifetimes. And that's why you become so familiar with them, you almost take them for granted. You almost think you don't have to look at this because this is just the way life is. Nothing can be done about it. But it is still just an illusion. It's just you have carried that illusion with you for so long that it takes time to dig down to see the illusion. And so all I can encourage you is to keep going, as I've explained here, study it from different angles, have a little patience with yourself. Because this inner critic, it's a really big thing that everybody has. And so it will take time. I mean, quite frankly, if we're talking about something like this, the inner critic, it's a deep issue. We're talking, for most people, years. I would certainly give myself that time frame of saying it will take years to resolve this. It may not, but I would be that patient with myself. Jesus said, in your patience possess ye your souls. And I have experienced it myself, sometimes with deep issues, it really, literally can take years from when I become aware of it and start working on it, before I have gone around it enough times that I really see that central illusion, and then the shift happens. But again, it's worth it because you've carried this with you, not only in this lifetime, but in many lifetimes, and it's made your life miserable. And so once you get over it, it's such a sense of freedom and peace of mind that you're saying, whatever work I had to do to dig down and get rid of this, it was worth it, because now I'm free.